What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement, still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. The black experience is like jazz. Um, so I was looking at something, and then critical race theory popped up. I'm not really into it, but it sparked a thought, right? So basically, I was like, wait, the black experience in America and creates a different type of um, response. I'll say that, different type of response, because this country is built on systems, classism, caste system, quote unquote bureaucracy, business, capitalism, all that, right? But here's the thing: everybody else can maintain a system without interference. So you can learn a skill. That skill, you can repeat it, excuse me, over and over and over and over and over again, and monetize it. Well, for my people, it's the complete opposite. So it's like jazz. So jazz is one of those things where you learn a skill, but the skill is the foundation because you're going to have to improvise. And when you have to get good at improvising, you don't have, you have a base foundation, but you don't necessarily have a system that you could just go back to over and over and over and over again. And it seems like people forgot that in America. Excuse me, I'm tripping. Because people think about our experience like in learning and education. It's not to say we can't learn and the same thing everybody else has learned. All I was just saying is, I think part of what I think slavery created a system itself, and racism created a system itself that has extended from the beginning to now, where it's part of the American system to make sure we don't have a set system. So we are stuck in improvisation. And to me, it's no difference. It's not a far-fetched to make the correlation that people say, oh, black people can't do this, can't do that. Yeah, we can do it, but we're just waiting on the rules to change when we do it. Kind of like every other financial and business system and loophole, the minute we catch on to it and start doing it, they change the rules. So, we're as a group we're jazz musicians because we're like, okay, now I got to make something that's ahead of the curve. And then that goes into ownership, because ownership was an issue and has been an issue for us, not because we didn't work and own things initially. It's because, we would get swindled out of things and start from scratch. So even though we know home ownership is the basis, everybody else in America was given that foundation without interference. We weren't. So now when people look back at it and say, the government, gave all these other groups of people a strong financial foundation by giving them a piece of the American pie, by giving them land. And that land over years appreciated in value to the point where, you can pass on the generational wealth from one group to the next, right? And we forget that, that doesn't count for us, because it's not just redlining, blockbusting. When you run, running interstates and freeways, people forgot about that, running that through our business districts and our homes. So basically putting people in eminent domain in some places and just flat out running them off of their land in others. So we know how to get the land, We know how to maintain the land. We know how to keep the land, keep it up to par. But us being able to keep it without getting some type of underhanded thing to lose it, that's not our thing. There was a thing on, was it Vice, not too long ago, about how a particular guy is, when your family has a big family and somebody wills pieces of the land to this person and that person, so basically they buy up small chunks until they buy the land off of the person, and the person, but they never go to but the person living on the property didn't want to sell, so they get it through all the other family members. It's stupid on the family, but they thought, I just sold a piece here, I just sold a piece there, I just sold a piece here. People just taking these small checks and getting bumped out, and now they got their family members out on their keister, right? So it creates the improvisation, and this is why some of the, we think about black culture as creative culture, and we have an ingenious way of creating things because we keep having to start all over again. That's why other people have a business for 100, 150, 200, 300 years, because they don't have anybody, they don't have a system set in place by whatever government that they're under to cut them off at the knees the minute they start succeeding. So that's why to me it's like jazz, because we're playing these notes, but we know something's gonna happen. We're gonna have to switch it up. Somebody's gonna have to catch another vibe. We're gonna have to switch it up, and we got to make it sound good at the same time. Because if we don't, then we garbage, we trash, get us out of here. Sandman, yank us off the stage. But I don't see other groups having to do that. Y'all don't have to improvise like that. But there's just a difference, just in my experience. So like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.